You probably got interested in the notary business because of loan signings, and somewhere you heard that these loan signings pay hundreds of dollars and it's easy to do. I've been a notary for almost 4 years now. My term is almost up. I got to renew soon. And here's something that I found. There's other things that are 10 times better than loan signings that will allow me to keep more of the money that I'm making instead of, spending all of this on ink and paper and, just all this extra stuff. Apart from that, loan signings do take up a longer amount of time than any other type of notary appointment that I do. So after a few years now, I feel like I've been slowly just getting away from loan signings. I don't take them on as much as I used to. And I think it's because now I know when I see a loan signing come through and it's $100 and it's a refi, I'm like, that's not worth it, because I'm going to be there for over an hour. I got to print out 2 of these copies, sometimes even more if there's more signers involved. So now I take on more of Apostille work orders and just general notary work, but I really try to market Apostille. And so Apostille basically is, it's like a form of authentication. I'm not a know-it-all. You guys already know I've never come on here to be some type of know-it-all guru, but I will put all of the details below in the description, and just so you know what an apostille is, how it works. But it's basically just a special red stamp. It's not something that you can find like a notary out there that can do it. It can only get done at the Secretary of State office, and each state has either one location or multiple. Here in California we have 2 of them. We have one up in Sacramento, and then we have another one down here in Los Angeles. And so I'm really close to the one in Los Angeles. They have walk-in services, so you can simply walk in, take a number, and they will apostille your document. Then the document can be used in another country. So if it's going to a country that is part of the Hague Convention, it gets an apostille. And if not, then it simply has another form of authenticating it. And every country is a little bit different. So before you get yourself overwhelmed, because I do not like to get myself overwhelmed with things, I just take it one step at a time. So Hague Convention, non-Hague Convention, some countries will just be easy. You take it to the Secretary of State office, they get the special red stamp, and then you return the documents to your clients, and that's it. They can go off and, whatever it is that they're going to do with the document. My very, very first client was a couple who needed to have their power of attorney notarized so that it could be used in the Philippines. They were having, I don't know, something was going on, house situation or something. They needed this document to be accepted in the Philippines, and their lawyer told them it had to get apostille. But when they called me, they were like, oh, we need to get our power of attorney notarized because we have to use it in the Philippines. And I said, oh, you need an apostille. And they were like, yeah. I'm not too sure if they already knew what an apostille was, but I also didn't recommend an apostille. It's just by them simply saying, we need to get this notarized so that it could be used in another country. I just, put 2 and 2 together. Oh, you have to get an apostille. But again, because I'm not a lawyer, I'm not like, oh yes, I recommend that you, no. Or my advice to you is that you get an apostille. No. And if they had any other question, I would have just, asked them to ask their lawyer if an apostille is what they need. So anywho, when I got the call, yes, I was nervous, and I was like, how am I gonna take this on? I had watched a video by the Gold Digger. I've mentioned it before, and I will always, always, always give credit where it's due. I'm not about to sit here and be like, oh yeah, I found this information on my own. No, I found it from someone somewhere. And so it's the Gold Digger. I have the exact video that I watched from her down below, and I took notes on it. I called this SOS office and I confirmed all of the steps, and they were like, yes, this is what you need to do. And like I said, when I get to the point where I haven't dealt with it yet, but when I get to the point where I'm dealing with a country that is in a non-Hague country, then I'll get there when I get there. But right now I have only had countries that are a part of the Hague Convention. So it's all just been straightforward apostille, and it's very easy. And the very first time that I did it, I charged for the notarization of the power of attorney, and there was 2 individuals. And then I also charged for basically being the courier. That's what your fees are like. That's where your fees are coming from. Not just notarizing the documents, because that's just $15 per signature or per oath, but for the whole service that you will be the one taking the document to the Secretary of State office, and you'll get this done for them, and then you'll return it. In other cases, you might also have to get the document translated, and you simply find a certified translator, and most notaries are also certified translators. I'm not a certified translator, but even if I was, I wouldn't be able to do both of the jobs, because when you look at the certified, there's like a form for certified translations, and that has to get notarized. So I wouldn't be able to translate it and then notarize my own signature. Can't work like that. So it is easy to find another notary that can translate the document for you, and then you can take it to get an apostille and then return it to the client. If there is anything extra like that, I charge extra for translating the document, because I would have to pay someone, to get the document translated. And yeah, so that's one fee. The courier fee, right? Like, I'm traveling, I'm taking it, and I'm bringing it back to you, the document. That's a courier fee. The first time around, I charged $137. I think that was the total. And I have to say that I do not charge that anymore. That was just a single document. Now it is $150 for one document. And the reason why is because I didn't know, obviously my very first time, I didn't know the parking situation, and the parking situation was $12 for parking. I know. So I mean, obviously, I that took a hit from my profit, my actual take-home profit. So moving forward, I'm like, okay, I gotta account for that. And then also the drive back home. I mean, traffic was horrible. You can't charge someone, obviously. There was extra traffic, so I'm gonna charge you extra. But now that I know, I'm like, okay, one document, 150 is fine. And then obviously, the Secretary of State office will take $20 per document plus the $6 special handling fee for everything. So if there was more documents, I have to take that into account. And then, yeah, that's about it. I didn't have to mail it back to them. So for that one, obviously I didn't include any shipping fees, but other ones you might have to ship it back if the client just doesn't have the time to meet you back up, or if they want me to drop it off to them, I do charge extra for that, because it's either you're going to meet me at my office and I hand it back to you there, or if you need me to, go out of my way and then drop it back off to you at your location, I am going to charge extra for that. So yeah, one document, $150. I don't think that it's fair to charge hundreds and hundreds unless you are having to do extra work with it. If it's a document, I have a guide, by the way. I have a guide, so in case all of this just seems like, what in the world? I have a guide, and I don't sell this individually because I don't like to sell things individually like that. And yeah, that's just, I don't know. So I have it apart as part of my notary business and marketing program. It's only $11, you guys. And I have so much. I have estate planning, I have apostille, I have loan signings, I have general notary work, I have my marketing templates, my appointment guide. I have so many things in there. I'm never changing the price. It's always going to be that. And it's not like a sale going on either. So the guide is included in there. And again, I am putting the exact video that I watched. I'm telling you, just watch the video a few times, take your notes, and then call your Secretary of State office. Just do a simple Google search, Secretary of State near me, and something will come up. Like in Texas, there's just one. It's in Austin. But from what I see other notaries do is they basically find a notary in the Austin area where they're able to like ship it out to them. They take it to the Secretary of State just to get that service expedited. And there's also the option for you to mail in these things. Now, the general public doesn't always know these steps. And since it's only open Monday through Friday, they also, most of the time, they're working full time. They don't have the time to say, hey, boss, can I take time off of work because I have to go get this document apostille. So instead, what they're paying you and what you're essentially charging for is a whole like packaged service, because you're doing multiple things, right? And you're going to be the one that takes care of it for them. So just remember that, like, when you're charging, that's why you're charging what you're charging. And so if there's extra things that you would have to do, like if a document is like, it has to have the signature of a federal or state official. So sometimes there's like an extra step that you would have to do where you're sending the documents to another state. And if there is an instant like that, and like I said, everything's in the guide and everything is going to be in that video, the same video, okay? She explains it very well, so much better than I'm explaining it. And so there's extra steps like that, then obviously you would have to charge for that, because you're going to be mailing things out, you're going to be paying someone else to take care of this. So that's why you see some people charging $300, $400 for apostille work. But just take into account that that's not always their take-home profit if they dispatch like some of the work out. You know, if they have to have a translator go and do like that part of the job, and then a courier go and take it to the state office and then wait for it to be returned to you, and then you hand it back to the clients. But for me, I'm like 20 minutes away from the Secretary of State office. So it's super convenient for me to just go out and do it myself. Now what I do is I tell my clients, like, if you don't need it expedited, you know, you don't need it back by a certain date, I do all of my apostille work orders on Fridays, and I return them to my clients on Saturdays. They can meet me up at my office, or like I said, if they want me to drop it off anywhere, I charge extra. But other than that, it's pretty straightforward, easy to do. And I'm telling you, don't overthink it. Don't start thinking like, how do I know if it's a Hague or non-Hague country? And how do I know? You haven't even got there yet. Like, you're not even there yet. So don't worry about it. You may be like me, where like all we're getting is countries that are part of the Hague Convention, and all of them have been straightforward. Take it to the Secretary of State office, get it apostille, return it to the client, and that's it. So imagine if I would have been overthinking it this whole time, I would not have ever taken like even the first one. I would have been afraid of it. And after I took the first one, I was like, we got this. What's up? What's next? So I want to teach you how to do that. The guide is linked. It's part of that notary course that I have. If you don't want to purchase anything, just watch the video from the Gold Digger, and that's all you're going to need. She's in Georgia, I believe. I'm in California. And this worked out either way. But of course, it was also because I called the Secretary of State office and I just wanted to clarify certain steps and stuff. But for me, everything checked off. And so I recommend that you guys start doing the same, because if you want to start making more money, more than $15, more than, you know, $10 max, whatever your state max is, there are other ways that you can make more money. And it doesn't have to be loan signings. Loan signings too, like, it gets kind of annoying because of the printing, like how much you have to print. Oh my gosh. And then the prepping. I don't prep for apostille, like nothing. With loan signings, you know, I gotta flag things, and it's 150 pages times 2, sometimes times 3, sometimes times 4, and so it's a lot. And I think like what I get paid for that, it's not, I don't know, como que no conviene. And I find that with apostille, sí conviene. It definitely, like, it leaves me more money in my pocket than what I'm actually spending, you know? So I also don't have technical difficulties. And with loan signings, like, especially when I was just starting off and my printer would not, like, it wouldn't catch the settings, and so it would just print out everything in letter size, and it was supposed to be letter and legal, or the opposite. or it would just jam, and then it would be like printing halfway through, but I still had 75 more pages to go, and the whole thing is like, your appointment is in 2 hours. It's too much stress, not enough pay for it. And so when I found Apostille, I was like, this is perfect. I can take the drive. And let me tell you, I took my almost 2-year-old son with me to the SOS office to get this done. Crazy, wild of me. But I went, and it wasn't bad. I feel like I get more stressed out going to the doctor with him than going to the SOS office. I have not waited more than like 10 minutes to get it done. But I mean, it could be different. Maybe one day I might, knock on wood, it might be different one day. But so far it's just been straightforward. Just go up to the 12th floor, go into the SOS office, grab a number, sit, wait your turn. You hand the documents over, and then you wait until they call your name, and they return the documents back with that special red stamp, and you're good to go. That's it. And then I just, return them to the client, and that's everything. I also get paid before I even do the job. So that's also cool, because with loan signings, I have to wait net 30, net 40, who has time for that? Like, I don't have time to wait to get paid. I want to get paid right now. So yeah, I really wanted to make this video to help you guys out on Apostille. I know I'm not giving you guys like step-by-step details, but it's also because like there's smaller steps that go into it, but if I start to explain everything to you guys, it's probably going to lead you into analysis paralysis, and then no vas a hacer nada, and you're going to be like, no, like I'm just going to do loan signings, I'm just going to focus on this, I want to study this, but there's nothing to study, and it's just so much more stressful and a whole lot more work to do compared to Apostille. And yeah, I just think it's better. As far as like, before I let you go, where do you go to find this type of work? My clients find me through my Google business page. So a lot of the, calls that I get for Apostille, it's people just finding me online. I pick up the phone, and then it's like, when you hear someone say, I have to use it in the Philippines, I have to use it in Mexico, I have to use it in whatever, another country, that's your sign, like, oh, this is going to be an Apostille. It's not just going to be, notarize it and that's it. And yeah, I think that's all for this video. Before I let you go, that notary business and marketing program is linked below. It's only $11, and I'm continuously adding things into it. I also have like all the live notary workshops that I did in the past. They're uploaded on there. I might be missing one. I should be uploading that soon. And yeah, I mean, there's so much information on there. Any questions that you guys have, please comment them below. I will answer you. And I really, really hope and pray that whoever is looking for an easy side hustle, like something you can do on the weekend, something you can do after work, try this business out. Spend $11. Don't buy your Starbucks drink today. And, it might be the thing that works out for you. This is the one thing that has been working out for me for years now. And it doesn't cause me, stress and headaches. I could do this with my eyes closed now. Like, it's that simple. And so I hope that it does reach the person that it needs to reach. And if you have any questions, please let me know. And I'll talk to you guys very soon. Bye.